Hey, HorrorBuzz.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, John. I just want to let our HorrorBuzz family know what's going on. First of all, here in Florida, it seems like we're going to have a Halloween season, and it's largely in part thanks to you guys at Howl-O-Scream at Busch Gardens because we were really surprised when we got the announcement that you were moving forward when everybody else was canceling, and thrilled because we're huge fans of the event. I moved out here last year. It was the first time I have attended the event. My boss, Norm, who's run HorrorBuzz for 5 years, I've been a part of it for 5 years, told me I had to go. This was the place to see in Florida. And we were really just amazed that when everybody else was saying, no Halloween this year, skipping everything, you announced you're coming forward. And so right off the bat, what do you want people to know about the changes you've made, the safety changes put in place to be able to make the event possible?
Yeah, so it was a big decision to make sure that we could run the event, and I think when we were making that decision, it wasn't done very lightly. We wanted to make sure that if we were going to have Howl-O-Scream this year, that it was safe. And if we couldn't do it, we would not have the event. So that was really very important that we make sure we established the proper processes and protocols well in advance before we said yes or no, will we have Howl-O-Scream. We planned the event a year in advance. As soon as we opened the previous year, we start working on the next year for Howl-O-Scream. And obviously, when we came into this year, a little bit of a curveball that we had to approach with everything. So what we decided to do is figure out what do we do best with the event. And what we do best is we take the scares to the streets. We have 335 acres of awesome geography here at Busch Gardens, Tampa, and that gives us so much room to play around with our scare actors. So that gave us the opportunity for 10 open air scare zones for this year at Howl-O-Scream.
Yes. And that was actually one of the things we loved most last year was the scare zones. They were tremendous. And they all perfectly matched to the parts of the park, which was what I really loved. It was like each zone was perfectly matched for the terrain of the area and the area of the park that it was in. And Busch Gardens by design is such a lush and vibrant place normally. So can you walk us through some of the design challenges and approaches that you take to turn what is normally a wild animal kind of amusement park hybrid and then bring it the dark and sinister feel of Howl-O-Scream?
Yeah, and what's really cool about that creative geography that the park has is we use that to our advantage to make it a safer experience for everybody. Is the acreage that we have at the park really kind of lends itself to a safer experience. So you've got various different geography, you've got lush greenery, you've got areas of the park that we can really take advantage of to maximize our social distance for the event, but still make it safe experience for everybody. So what we did is again, we took our normal strict daytime regulations for safety that we normally have for our daytime operations, and we took that to a whole new level with Howl-O-Scream. So not only, again, we talk about special geography that helps us keep a social distance, we've got enhanced cleaning in our backstage, onstage areas. Our guests are going to be required to wear protective facial coverings. Our guests, our performers are wearing protective facial coverings, as well as increased use of normal standalone barriers that prevent contact between performers and guests, amongst other things that we really thought really hard to make sure that we created, yes, a wonderful, terrifying, scary event, but to make it safe for everybody.
Yeah. I have to tell you, we saw the trailer a few days ago, and I literally got goosebumps when I saw the clowns with their masks running around ready to unleash terror on everyone. So we're really looking forward to that. You mentioned you start planning right after the last event, and I know you had to be pretty far along in the design of the houses and fabrication. Did some of those ideas or elements make it into the scare zones, or are you just locking them up and keeping them safe for next year?
So, we have such a great creative team that's on our Howl-O-Scream team that we took a little bit of both. So what you might see is, again, some of our new scare zones that you'll see throughout the park. We've got 4 brand new scare zones coming to you. I'm actually coming to you live from the Junkyard, one of our brand new scare zones. We've also got Lycan Landing, the Shortcut, the Escape, but we've also got 6 of our returning fan favorites. But what I'm going to tell you is, of course, we're keeping some of those secrets, and I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to make you sweat it out till next year to show you what we even have more lined up for 2021.
That's perfect. Yeah, we already did an article on all the new scare zones. We were really excited to see that announcement last week. Which new scare zone are you most excited to unleash on us this year?
So I've got to say, it's definitely the junkyard. That's where I'm at now, and I'm super excited about this area. This is one of our one-way scare zones. So again, you're already going to feel like you're alone walking through the park in this area. You're in a dilapidated junkyard. There's junk, there's trash everywhere. But what's really cool, as you make your way through this area, you're going to see some icons of Howl-O-Scream past. You'll see some Easter eggs from our previous scare zones and haunted houses. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Zombie Mortuary, one of our, again, a fan favorite from years past. I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a little insider secret. Fluffy, one of our zombie dogs from inside of Zombie Mortuary, has returned to Howl-O-Scream and is joining us in the junkyard this year. So I'm super excited for guests to enjoy the junkyard this year.
That's excellent. That's excellent. That's one of the ones I'm most excited to see. I absolutely won't spoil the gags, and I'm 30+ year veteran of haunt from California, but there were some particularly great scares that I got that came from, well, let's just say they were common theme park elements that suddenly were involved in the scare, right? Things you didn't expect to be part of the scares. Can we expect more of those kinds of things this year also at Howl-O-Scream?
Of course, there's going to be many different elements of the event, and when you're least expecting everything, and that's why we think what's so cool about Howl-O-Scream is there's nowhere to hide here at the park. So there's always going to be something lurking around the corner that you're going to stumble upon, if you will, to grab that last minute scare.
And what do you want to say about all of the new food offerings? I know that you're bringing over some of the things from the beer fest that's winding down, or I hear it's been extended at SeaWorld, but that's winding down there. What are some of the new offerings that are coming that people can look forward to besides the scares?
Yeah, and what can I say is actually Beer Fest over here at Busch Gardens is actually winding up. We're super excited that as Howl-O-Scream's going on, Beer Fest will be part of Howl-O-Scream. So you'll be able to get a taste of the eats and the drinks that Beer Fest has to offer, along with our normal awesome fare that we offer during the event itself. So there's really a lot to enjoy when you come to Howl-O-Scream. Not only do we have the roller coasters that you can ride at night, again, Beer Fest, our 10 open air scare zones, but we've also got Fiends is back. Fiends is returning to Howl-O-Scream. So we're super excited. It's leaving Stanleyville for the year, and it's making its way to Festival Field for, again, another open air, safer experience. And of course, this year's theme is quarantine.
Which makes perfect sense. And yeah, I was going to ask about Fiends. I'm making a jump from that small, wonderful theater into the open air venue. Makes sense for, of course, safety, but are they going to be making some big changes to that show as well to kind of expand into that space?
Absolutely. You know, a bigger stage gives us bigger and bolder opportunity to have more fun with our guests.
Perfect. Now here's a question I usually ask designers. A lot of designers that we've talked to aren't really huge scare horror fans, but they're amazing designers. Are you yourself a fan of horror parks, horror films, and what are some of your favorite frights?
Ooh, I am absolutely a big fan of horror and scare, and whether it's haunted houses or scary movies, I'm a big fan of it all. So I absolutely enjoy it. I don't know if I could say I have a favorite because I do watch them so often. And there's actually a lot of us on our team that will go and we'll watch a bunch of scary movies, and we'll kind of text each other back and forth to kind of see, you know, what we enjoy and what we think is fun and what we think can be kind of hokey or really enjoy from the various haunts or scary movies that we watch.
Excellent. Yeah, well, we're going to be there opening night. Wouldn't miss it. Absolutely. We bought tickets as soon as they went available. Being pass holders here in Florida, we love the passes and plenty of discounts and ways to get out there, but limited availability. So we've started telling everybody on our site, buy your nights, reserve your nights early, because I expect this will sell out very, very, very quickly. And it's
that's another thing I want to reiterate to everybody is it is a limited capacity event, and you want to make sure you get a chance to experience it all. So don't hesitate. Make sure you go to howloscream.com. The event kicks off September 25th. It's every Friday, Saturday, Sunday through November 1st. So don't hesitate. It's 18 terrifying nights. We want to make sure you get a chance to experience it.
Yeah, and John, be careful. There's some scary looking character kind of lurking behind you. I don't know exactly.
No, I don't. I'm here alone, so it must be a mistake. I'm hearing some weird stuff, but I'm out here alone.
All right. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us. And again, we love the event. We can't wait to be there. Thank you so much for coming up with a way so we can still have some haunt season this year. And believe me, we can't wait to review it. We'll be posting all of our videos and pictures and everything as soon as we can right after Friday night. We'll be there this Friday ready to go.
Wonderful. We can't wait to see you.
Thanks a lot.